All right, team, back again Tuesday morning. Hopefully some of you made some money overnight. We had a nice failed breakout followed by pretty good wash all the way back to the new week opening gap, and we're now, as ever, waking up midpoint of the range for New York. I mean, it doesn't get much worse than this, unfortunately. The last few days, this is how it's just been. How many days are we here now? 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth day waking up in this range. All right, but yesterday was fairly telling. Yesterday, what I really wanted to see was, let's just move that. Yesterday, what we really wanted to see was after this breakdown, a pushback inside and continuation lower. Didn't get it. All right, we got a breakdown and a drive back upside, and we took out the high. Now, why is that so weird? Well, we took out previous week low and previous week high in one session. That is not very usual. Okay, so this failed breakout definitely trapped shorts. We grinded all day, and then as soon as we went into the new session, we printed a new high and then came back inside. So we're watching this same daily range. Nothing has really changed here. We're basing in the top side around the 5-day moving average. Now, if we're going to hold this 5-day moving average, if we don't need to reprice down here and we can get a breakout with a sustained rally, we're going to come and try and trade all the way up into the top Bollinger Bands, which will take us back towards all-time highs. There is some liquidity in here, right? We have this old gap right in here, which can be rebalanced. We have this high here into 800. So there's room. We have to be aware these are trap buyers right now. So if they start selling, it is a big if, because they've not really started yet, have they? They've been trapped since here and you've not seen a big reaction. If they start selling, we might get that deeper pullback. But for now, we have to respect what's in front of us. Like I said yesterday, thesis yesterday was to look for that short continuation. Never came. Trapped shorts, went upside. So we're in bullish range until it proves otherwise. The one dangerous thing right now is we're in a giant megaphone pattern. All right. This is on a daily. You'll see how fractal this is when we move down to an hourly chart. So let's just do that now. Here's your hourly. You can see the same thing. All right, we're building out this megaphone pattern. This is why it's hard, because shorts look for the breakdowns under here, which don't come. Longs look for the breakout over here, which might not come. It might come back inside. So have to be a little careful. And you've got the same thing going on here from a fractal point of view. The same thing going on here from a fractal point of view. It's happening over and over and over again. Why does the market do this? It does this when it lacks liquidity. It's building liquidity for the next leg, whatever that leg is. So we have to be cautious. What I'd say is yesterday, this is what's hard. We printed a new lower low and we printed a new higher high. All right. So that is the sign that the market is still trapping for now, but this is bullish consolidation up here. All right. If we're going to hold these kind of levels, then this allows this kind of move here. And these are H1 liquidity levels we can aim for if it's going to do it. So I'd say the two plays today, the two levels I'm really watching is this Globex low and all these stops in front of 500 here. All right. Ideally, one of them gets swept before we go in the other direction. Ideally, it might not happen. NQ's got a horrible habit at the moment of leaving it. But ideally, if we were going to be bullish, we would do sort of a drive in here and a reclaim to go upside. All right. If we come in here and we're bearish and we react and stay heavy, then obviously we've got the new week opening gap. And obviously there is no structure. Remember, this first hour bar yesterday was literally straight up. You can see it on a lower time frame. Look at this, straight up. All right, if it wants to come and reprice all of that, it absolutely can do it. There is not much in there holding it up. So that is an option. All right, so bullish, we'd want this really. Bearish, if we stay heavy, the same the other way. All right, if we're going to be bearish, you'd like those swept before a drive lower, which would basically be creating from the highs a bear flag to break down on an H1. If it though drives through and finds a bid above it, you're looking for continuation to these equal highs up here, and then you're looking for either a breakout and hold above that, or a breakout and a failure, and that is the same thing we saw here and here and here. All right, same thing we had here, failing to get outside of this range. This is a pain in the butt right now. Okay, this is where traders will lose their shirts. So you would have seen, I've definitely been frustrated. I said it to chat yesterday, definitely got frustrated on Friday, definitely annoyed me a bit yesterday. I still ended up green. I'm green overnight. I managed to get one little trade in, not a lot, unfortunately, unlike my team who absolutely nailed that. So that's what we're looking at. If we put the SVP on, let's just make sure these line up. You can see value area high yesterday, 545, 550, value area low all the way down here at 308. Point of control from yesterday at 463. The overnight values are basically 474, so you might as well call this the top range 500s and the bottom range 415s, 414s, so basically Globex. So value right now being condensed overnight into a fairly tight range, about a 60-point range here. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Gonna wait for someone to get hurt in that range before I think about trading it. On the lower time frame, it looks exactly the same. All right, lower time frame, exactly the same. You can see here's your overnight high. All right, this is yesterday's high. We gap up, drive, 3 peaks, 1, 2, 3, failure. Underneath key level, we come and back test, failure, new lows. We back test and now we chop. All right, so we're stuck in this range here. It will build out liquidity either to do something like this, or to do something like this, or to do something like this, or to do something like this. All right, I know there's lots of options there, but it's just because we can't really trust a breakout here. All right, so I want to wait, either break and hold, failed break, back inside, break and hold, fail break, back inside. All right, I don't really want to get chopped up in what we have just talked about is effectively a 50-60 point balanced range overnight. All right, so higher time frame though, very much possible to the top side of the megaphone. All right, just be aware of that. And we left equal highs there last night. Just be aware of that. All right, let's have a quick look at the MAG and the VIX and everything else. Oh, did not want to do that. Let's get out of this. You'll see the VIX is just dancing right now in a sideways range. Move this to 5 minute. All right, so there's your highs, there's your lows. This is the range. All right, break above and hold this, market gets bearish. Break below and hold this, market is bullish, go sideways. Probably more bullish consolidation chop if we're going sideways. Can have a look at the ES. I don't know why it doesn't save all my levels from the other screen, but it doesn't. Same story on the ES. Broke out over previous day high, failed the drive, came back, cleaned up these lows. Then it should turn inside. That's a nice short there. Turn inside. That's your higher low. And now into range. All right, exactly the same story on the ES. On the spiders and the QQQ for the ETFs, it's pretty clean. I would just use that pre-market high, so QQQ 52120, all right, and the low is at your 5-day moving average. Funny that 51940s, all right, that's your range. Wait for a break outside of that range. Same on the SPY, your pre-market low 592.80 and your pre-market high 594. You might as well call it 50. On the ES, if you're marking out the ES, I'd be watching that sort of mid-range high 5,974.50, might as well call it 75, and the lows 55,955s. That's what I'd be watching. Let's have a quick look at the MAG, see if they're in unison today or not. Come on, here we go. Just take this off a sec so I can just see. I don't want to see Globex for this. All right, gapping down on Apple. Gapping down in consolidation on Microsoft. Gapping down a little bit weaker on Amazon. You can see what we talked about on the Qs. This thin structure. All right, we start letting go of this, it can reprice it. Goog, monster. I should have bought that, should have bought that like we talked about way back down when they tried to force this stupid sell-off based on absolutely nothing. What an amazing buying opportunity that was. Google looks pretty good here. This versus this, I wouldn't be thinking net short unless we break 62 really. Meta, same kind of story, although it's trying to do it off weakness. So you've got this strong downtrend, There's your shift up. Can it hold a pivot to have a go back towards these highs is the question on Meta. Again, gapping down. Nvidia gapping down a little bit, same kind of story. You can see this liquidity here. Can it use this liquidity? You've got lots of stops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can include these. 6. If it raids those, probably gets a good squeeze. If it can't, the rotation is back to 31s. And Tesla, strong. So Tesla gapping up, the only one gapping up. Strong move on Tesla. I did see some news this morning. I think it was off a Chinese battery provider or something. I did see that early this morning. So Tesla, the strong one. Everything else sideways or a slight gap down. Let's move back to the new system, which I think I've got fixed. All right, so if I test it today and I'm happy, I will launch it next week. Move this to a 2-minute. How are we doing for time? Not too bad. So you've got the game plan. You know what we're looking at. Here are your Globex lows. Here are sort of midpoint highs where we've got all these stops. If we raid these and we can find a bid, we can maybe close the gap, come up into some of these levels all the way up here. I am just going to remove previous week close. No, that's all right. And maybe look for those equal highs. All right, let's see who's in chat then. Did any of you make money overnight? And I know some of you in Discord definitely did. We talked about it last night. I'm very proud of you all. Didn't even need me to cue it. All right, good morning, John Dennis, Julian, Ramus. Ramus, I know you made money. Paul G, Jeff, Christy, Jesse M, Andrew, Bruce, Clint, Thumper, Go for Hill, Aaron, ERF, Capt, DK, Happy Taco Tuesday. Oh yeah, quite right. Maybe I'll do that tonight. Nitin, Vince, Brandon, Raphael, Leron, Glenn, John Dennis, Michael Pope, Mike, Greg M, Trentry, Marek, Aga, Anto, Toby, Bowden, Array, Firewater, Hartwell, Miguel, Brad, and John. John locking in $1,568 last night. Lovely work, John. Lovely, lovely work. I did get a little piece, a very, very little piece of it. Unfortunately, it wasn't at my desk like we talked about to get that main drive, but I got a tiny, tiny bit before bed. What am I up? 4, 5, about $600. Not a lot, but it's not bad, is it? When you're going to sleep, you have to remember that. Make a bit of money, go to sleep. Happy days. Happy, happy days. All right, the other thing to say today is we have quite a lot of Fed talk. Let me just check on Financial Juice. There is Fed talk. Oh, what am I seeing put in here? Some Putin news. Is it going to show me the Fed talkers? That's delayed for sure. Tesla sales see no problem with demand. Musk saying they're weak in Europe, strong everywhere else. White House official Trump call with Putin's ended yesterday, so nothing new today. Okay. Where is all the Fed talk? Let me have a look, because we do have a considerable amount. Oh, starting to sell off here. Starting to retest those Globex lows. Oh, I hate when they do this before they open. Very annoying. Couldn't just wait like 10 minutes, could they? Let's have a look. All right, who do we have here? Jefferson. I'm sure I saw Bostic was talking today. Maybe not. Not seeing it on Market Watch. I'm sure I saw that. Let me triple check if they've missed something out here. Yeah, Collins at the open, Muslim at 1 o'clock, and everyone else is after the close. That's all right. All right, no problem. No problem at all. 2 minutes to the open. Look at this sell back down to Globex. Well, this is what we were looking for. So either we have continuation under Globex, fill the gap, go into that H1 imbalance, or they sweep Globex, find a bid trade inside, and then we trade all the way up to 500. One or the other. Let's hope they at least come and sweep it. at least break that level as we come this low and next to it. Be fairly irritating if they do what they've done the last few days, which is come right next to it and then save it. And it means it's very hard to place a trade at that point. Oh, Firewater is Mindful Matters. Okay, good to know. MC Rod, good morning. Good morning, Peter. How's my shoulder? It's very, very sore. It's very, very sore. I'm going to get treatment later today again. On the mend, though, hopefully. We'll see. If I can avoid surgery, I'll be a happy man. All right, so trading into the high time frame algo and Globex. Here comes the open, folks, driving straight up off the open. Having a look at the Mag 7 right now. Oh, turn that book map off. And morning drive. Let's see if they sell 27s for that. You would like to see them come and take out Globex. So we're that close to it, and then we can make a decision afterwards, really. If they save it, it's going to be annoying. Mag 7 are all red, other than Tesla, which is 2.41% up. Nvidia getting a sell just under 1%. Meta 0.5% down. Google 0.61% down. Amazon 1/3% down. Microsoft 0.60% down. Apple 0.37% down. Let's just let this open trade out and see what we get. Try BPC 157. Okay, give that a go, Andrew. Thanks, mate. Can you text that to me? Otherwise, I'm going to forget for sure. Let's mark out. Hang on, I shouldn't need to mark the New York Open. It should be in here. Why is that not printed? Why is that not printed? All right, I'm going to have to ask him about that. Or I will put it in. There we go. Okay, and as soon as we get this bar, I can put this on. Okay, so getting stuck at flow zones for now, not sweeping Globex. You've got Globex lows hanging around 94 so far, protecting 400s. We'd like to see a drive, under those, and then either stay heavy or turn back inside. I don't mind what, but what I don't want to see is what we're currently doing, which is just leaving that liquidity alone. If we leave that liquidity alone and we also don't raid, 490, 500s, then we're just in a chop zone. And that is not what we want, my friends. It's not what we want. Try and be patient. See if they come and take Globex. If they're going to sell through Globex and stay heavy on a retest, we can look for sells. If they're going to sweep Globex and find a bid, then we're going to look for buys back up the other side. Currently just doing a dance around that New York Open. All of the market red here other than Tesla, which is always amazes me when they manage to just hold the market up. Even yesterday, we were drifting up, with not much being done on the mag. Find it kind of nuts. All right, so market finding a bid in front of Globex again, still not sweeping it. We would like it to come and take out those lows, just because it's going to set up a trade for us if we can take out those lows. If we keep holding the New York print, it'll probably leave it alone. If it leaves it alone and goes all the way up, then we're going to look for it to take out the 500s. Whether it can do that or not is a whole nother thing. Nvidia now over 1% down. Tesla 3% up. Tesla in a bit of a squeeze by the looks of it. Liquidity on the book, let's have a look. There's some at 400. Biggest level right now is at 400 and there's not a lot. And the other side of it is at 475. So they're trying to find a bid in front of Globex here, not sweeping anything out. What a market. What a pain in the butt this market has been the last few days in this horrible, horrible range. I don't mind what we do. I just want to move outside of the range. I've been saying that for a while. Like, it's a pain to trade inside range like this. So are they going to look for that move back to view up here off the New York Open? watching to see if any of the mag are going to go green to try and help this move or not. Come on, market, just come and sweep it. Just give us something to play with today, eh? Give us something to play with today. All right, so it's coming back down to test that New York Open. Do they fail the New York Open? Do we get to Globex? Do we get into that gap? Do we stay heavy? Do we find a bid? I can't really do anything until it gets to the Globex level. That's what I'm waiting for. So far, finding a bid in front of the New York Open. Now coming down to Globex. Now, are they going to stay heavy? There's the New York Open. Do they stay heavy here? Are they going to really drive for Globex now? You would like to see them take 400s out. Here's the top of the new week opening gap. We want them to at least come and take that Globex level out, that orange line, 93s, and then we can think about what's next. Right, grey box is the top of the new week opening gap. Globex is this level right here. Right, we really want this swept, and then we can make a decision. I don't mind staying heavy. All right, if we take it and we stay heavy, that's also okay. But what I don't want to do is do this nonsense where it leaves the stops in place. I'm just going to check there's no divergence. No, ES is nowhere near it yet either. So patience, 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 patience. Took a short from 21,441. You were in pre-market for that breakdown. Very nice, yeah. As I was talking, off that sell signal. Very nice. You can probably hold it for this move here right now. Tesla on a bit of a charger, 3.5% up now. All right, Tesla's on a bit of a charger. The rest of the market is not. Come on, market. Just go to Globex. Do us a favor. Here we go, market. Thank you. Go, 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 go. Get down under 400. Get down. Came closer. You got that higher time frame algo and Globex level just dancing around there right now. I'll mark these out. Still not taking Globex yet. Not there yet. Still protecting that new week opening gap. We're finding a bid at 400s, new week opening gap so far. Aintas, hello, good morning. And they protected it. This is what I didn't want to see. This is what NQ has had a habit of doing this week. Oh, my back. So leaving that alone. Finding a bid just in front of it, so not running all the stops out there. Still liquidity on the book here, lower. Are we going to do it now? Back to 400 again. Are you going to do it now, market? What are you going to do? Can you stop faffing and just go and run it, please? Very close now. Very, very close to running it. And do we stay heavy once they run it? Here. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, market. Okay. So decision time now then, probably for this orb, is are we going to stay heavy in this new week opening gap for a rollover under Globex to reprice some of this that we talked about earlier? All right, so we've got this big bar here. Are we going to come down into here, or do they now do this move here because they've swept liquidity? Remember, most people are breakout traders. If they get stuck, we go back upside. If they stay heavy, we trade down to there. So the first part of the job is done, which is important. That's a pretty good reaction off it after sweeping as well. So now I'm just going to wait and see what they want to do. Still in bearish momentum, lower time frame. Still liquidity building, higher time frame. But that is signal number one. This is the first thing we wanted, right? We wanted it to at least come and take that out, which is important. Now we just wait. Important thing is if it wants to go upside now, I'm not worried about everyone's stops down there. Big if it wants to go upside. We do have divergence. ES has not taken those levels out. SPY traded down to those pre-market lows, found a bid. I don't think we got underneath. Might have got underneath by a tick. QQQ comfortably came underneath those pre-market levels. Watching the VWAPs on the ETFs here as well as we trade back to them. So SPY at the VWAP right now, QQQ approaching it at the moment. 5-day moving average just above on the QQQ and just below on the SPY. The good thing is we have swept some liquidity. It's the most important thing for me is to see one side get raided, so I have some confidence to go the other way if I want to. Google now going green. Okay, Google going green now. Apple in a sell, selling more since the open. Microsoft 0.5% down. Amazon just under 0.5% down. Meta 1/3% down. Nvidia 1.11% down. Tesla still up just under 3.5%. Here's the squeeze back towards those VWAPs then. QQQ at the VWAP right now. So big reaction there, decent reaction. We're still in a lower time frame sell. All right, nothing's shifted yet. But we have protected that. But you can see on like a 5-minute and everything else, we're still in a sell. Remember, this high got us to, well, you could argue it's that, got us to this low, probably this to here. So maybe we'll see. We will see. Not in a rush yet. How long we got left to the orb? 4 more minutes, and we get the opening range. So far, every drive up has been sold into. It's notable. Every drive up so far this morning has been sold into. They are starting to liquidate some people here. You can see it. Are they in a rush to move lower? We're just back to Globex. Nothing's changed here, folks. All right, just back to Globex. We need to stay heavy underneath Globex if they're for a deeper drive. Finding a bid there at Globex again. Losing my levels here on Ninja. Can we get the levels back? There we go. So still protecting it so far. Tesla giving some back here. It was 3.5% up last time I looked. Now 2.5% up, giving 1% back. Does it find a bid? Google still green. Everything else still red so far. Still in a range. Still protecting Globex. Like we've swept it, but not a big move away from it with a bid. Not a big flush point underneath it with a continuation sell. We've got the new week opening gap there. We're sort of stuck between the New York open and the new week opening gap in Globex right now. It's starting to look a bit heavier though, but there's no continuation down yet. There is nothing lower yet. Yeah, ES has not taken it out. That's correct. ES would have to take out 55s. What a chop fest this morning this is. So the problem with inside bars, this is exactly what you get, just this crap. And we've had inside bars now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. This megaphone pattern of an inside bar. It's terrible. Terrible, terrible price action. But you know what? When we get outside of it, we're going to move aggressively. Whichever way it's going to go, it will be aggressive because it will have lots of swing traders stuck. Do me a favor, lots of you watching right now, please hit that like button. Like and subscribe. Ugh, what a range. 48 points so far this morning. Opening range about to be printed in the next couple minutes. We're right in the middle of that opening range. What are you doing, market? Up or down? Make your decision. Let's just get on with it. Tesla's starting to give a bit more back now. Just dancing around VWAP. The New York VWAP, we're just right at it right now. No one's really in control at the moment since the New York session. You can see we came under New York VWAP, above New York VWAP, now dancing at New York VWAP. Now at the New York Open, nothing has changed. ES looks like it might want to go and sweep Globex. That's what it looks like to me. ES thinking about going lower by the looks of it, in my opinion. It's just whether it can attack it hard enough to get down there. It's trying to make a new low, ES. It's not done it, though. It's not done it, though. SPY is at pre-market lows, though, or wicked under pre-market lows. Futures are not in agreement. Midpoint, opening range now printed. These white lines are your opening range. You are kind of at the midpoint. If you get a breakout of one side, then for you orb traders, you can think about that trade. This is just crap. Crappy action. Can we just get some follow through one side, please? I don't care which. Can we do something? Goog fighting red to green now. Nothing to trade here, folks. Need a banger today? Well, it's not looking to me like we're going to get one right now. That's for sure, Paul. This does not say great trade setup to me. If we can go and fill the hourly, if we're going to get continuation, that would be a banger. All right, yes, another attempt and failing again. Just the amount of soaking that has gone on the last few days on the tape with no follow through either direction. We're just condensing like this. There's no breakout that's been sustained in either direction the last few days. You'd like to just see a bit of follow through for us momentum traders. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? Just have like a little bit of follow through. All right, back towards Globex we're going to go. Do we break this opening range low or not? SPY holding on to its pre-market lows right now. VIX just balancing at 1815. Nothing happening. Still holding on to the opening range low. Still holding on to the Globex level. Can they get a sustained offer to drive under 400? At the moment, doesn't look that way. Tesla is giving back now. 1.5% up on the day now. Remember, that was 3.5% up at one point. There, finally, they're letting go. Here we go. So in a little bit here for the orb. Just a little piece. There we go. Paying myself a little bit. So into the middle of the gap now. Finally, so breakout trade here for me on the orb. Paying some here. Finally letting go. We will need to see the orb stay heavy for continuation. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So ES has now swept those lows as well. Just be aware of that. ES coming into its 5-day, as is the SPY. If they start using that as support, we've got to be careful. If they use it as resistance, would be fantastic. Boom, beautiful. Lovely, lovely. Locking some more in here. Thank you very much. Back to the bottom of the gap can be the next move, 41. So if we're looking at that old H1 bar and H4 bar, we have lots of room to go, all right? So if we're going to stay heavy, like we talked about pre-market, if we're going to stay heavy, we want this kind of play down to here, or at least to think about where we can reprice. Where's my fib? Where's my fib tool? At least to think about, let's go from the low to the high. 50% would be into 333s. Your 61 fib would be 286s. So 330, 290, just call it. 330, 290. So here's the return back to the orb. Now, they will need to stay heavy here. If they do not stay heavy here, this is the type of thing which is the failed auction, and we reclaim this. This is the type of thing that allows you to go heavy. If they reject this, we're probably coming back downside. So that orb trade paying nicely there. Sorry, I'm having to go through my accounts because I've got a lot of them at the moment waiting for payouts, and I don't want to trade the ones which are waiting for payouts. So I'm just going to have to cycle through these slowly. Okay, good rejection of the orb so far. Nice follow through. Can they create a new low? Remember, shorts will need a new low. If shorts do not get a new low, this is where they get stuck. Nice little turn up on the VIX. So VIX needs to break 1850, I would say. An 1850 break on the VIX will increase sell pressure in this market. If you can build out liquidity here for this bear flag, it's got a chance to move lower. If it reclaims Globex, I'd be very, very careful. Globex and New York are your levels if they reclaim. If they stay heavy here, you get bear flag, you get continuation into that sort of H1, H4 gap for a reprice. If they reclaim, I'd be cautious. It would be a failed breakout. Spiders, TP hit 21,375. Lovely work. Yeah, Nvidia 2% down. Limit orders versus market orders. I'd say 80% of my trades are limit orders, including that one there. Had a sell stop limit at the opening range when the continuation came in. So do we get continuation now downside? This is the question. Beautiful, beautiful. Can we break further? Looking good here. Would love to see us trade to the bottom edge of this grey box in the old value area low. Remember, we've got to think about those fibs. They are going to come into play. SPY is coming right into its 5-day. ES is right into its 5-day here. These are big institutional levels. The 5-day and the higher time frame moving average, they are going to matter. They are going to matter here, in my opinion. It's finding a bid on that 5-day for now. You want to be cautious here. You want to be cautious here. There's that 5-day moving average. Remember, they are high time frame moving averages. They are very important. Ideally, we at least get to the bottom of this gap at 40s. Big drive up. They're going to go all the way back to the orb by the looks of it. And if they reclaim that and they reclaim Globex, then you know we're probably going upside at that point. Finding a bid off that 5-day, you can see it on the ES and SPY. It's as clean as you like. You don't get cleaner than that bid. So here's your orb. Right back through it. Wow, there's your squeezer off the 5-day moving average. But moving averages don't work, they said. That is as clean as you get on the 5-day. They're protecting the 5-day. Does not get any cleaner than that. All right, so need to be careful now. If they're going to bid upside, they've got all the shorts trapped down here. They will need to sell New York, I would say, if they're going to stay under. There's a big old squeeze out off that 5-day. So tapping into New York, midpoint of the orb now. Sorry, I had the wrong chart up. Midpoint of the orb, New York open here. Do they sell this back downside now? Or are they going to go for a ripper all the way back up to 500? So that would be my question right now. If they've done selling, do they go on a ripper? Market trying to find a bid here by the looks of it. How long we got to the 7 minutes till the top of the hour. If we close like this on this hourly, it's very, very bullish. ES coming back towards its VWAP. SPY already through its VWAP. QQQ at its VWAP. That 5-day moving average, man. What a beast. So watching ES into its VWAP here, coming towards the top of the hour. If we close up here on the hourly, oh, You got to wonder if those shorts got caught on a failed breakout again. And then we're going to go and raid the upside if we're going to do that. So back to the top side of the orb, 440s. Break of 440s and view up probably takes us to 500s. ES finding a few sellers up here into its view up. Watching the mag. Google's still the only one green with Tesla. Nothing else really joining in yet. So I sell there on ES from VWAP. And I want to see if they're going to catch this for a higher low or not. Still not seeing the mag participate. It's been like this for a few days now. It has been like this for a few days now, where you don't see the mag really participate at the moment. Makes you question things a little bit. They're holding that New York open for now. Opening range, first 15 minutes of range, the white lines. I'm not convinced with anything yet. They're going to be bullish. They've got to put in a higher low, and they've not done that yet. The big squeeze out, they're going to have to put in a higher low if they're going to be bullish. They haven't done that yet. They have the chance to do it here or hereabouts on probably the top of that gap in Globex. They're going to need to protect that. If they don't do that, they will not get that squeeze out higher. I'm not seeing the mag participating on an upside move. That's the one thing I would say right now. VIX did get stuffed in front of 1850s. Flow zones are still all pointing down. We're still in liquidity building high time frames, so this can still be a little bit messy. I'm not convinced here. They're going to have to put in a higher low here or hereabouts in front of Globex and that orb, I think. If they don't do that, I'm not fully convinced. They've got a chance. They've got a chance to do it. So here's the right shoulder. If they're going to do it, it needs to be now. I'm going to wait for that orb to break upside if they're going to do it. So I'm not convinced or one bit right now that they're going to do it. Mag's still not joining in. Tesla now under 1% up. Have they just trapped both sides? What is your plan, market makers? We can just wait. Still balancing in front of Globex right now. None of the mag green other than Tesla, and Tesla's like given back a lot of its gains that it had pre-market. Still holding Globex, still in a tight range, still inside of the opening range. Okay, we had a failed auction outside the opening range into the new week opening gap. We're printing on that new week opening gap. We're still inside of Globex. You just got to be patient here, folks. Do not force your way into this. If they're going to put in a higher low, it will need to prove itself. We can join later. If they can't do it, it's going to be tricky. Still to Globex. Here's your Globex levels. Are they going to sell this all the way back down now? I'm wondering. Back to the opening range. Remember, we failed outside of this so far. This is where they found bids. This kind of level around here now. Like I said, MAG's not participating with it. Tesla now only 0.40% up. They will need to find a higher low here. If they don't find it, I think we get sell continuation. Still very, very choppy. We're just inside of this grey box. We're still hanging around these key levels. There's no real follow through yet. This is where they found a bid off, all right, before. They have the opportunity to do this, but I'd rather wait for it to get up here. Otherwise, they can fake out and come lower. Here's your new hourly bar. Hourly bar did not close as strong as it was looking originally. All right, it did not close as strong. Get rid of this SVP. Still inside the orb. You got a big seller here, up at 20s, 400 lot. He was higher as well, so whether he's a spoofer or not, we'll find out, but he was higher. VIX trying to get going here, 1830s. Remember, 1850 break on VIX will be key. Still just in range other than that. We are just dancing in range other than that. Are they going to start to sell this now? Here is a break. Can they break lows of day? Still absorbing exactly where we found a bid earlier. This is where the buyers came in earlier. If these buyers become sellers, we come down here. This is the battleground right now. But we are underneath New York VWAP. Messy, messy, messy. Just be patient here, folks. Momentum, lower time frame is downside. Momentum, higher time frame technically is upside. If this finishes a two-leg pullback on the hourly, you need to be careful. You're like, what is he on about? The only thing I'm very aware of is there's your one leg. Where does this leg finish? Does it finish somewhere in here, or has this poking been enough? I'd love to see it come down to here. I think it offers a nice short and then a rotation back up. But getting involved in this right now is not ideal. The best level to be involved was up here. So we have to wait and see. They need to stay heavy here. We need to see momentum come in. I'd like to see Tesla go green to red. I'd like to see the other products start to sell a little bit more aggressively before I think about taking a short. I do not want to get trapped in this market. There's one lot of people which have been trapped in this market. It's been the short sellers, isn't it? We've seen it day after day after day. So trying to produce that higher low here. And they would need to break out through the opening range high, through VWAP to produce a higher high. And then we've got a trend shift. Until then, nothing. It just remains choppy. I'm sorry, it's been a bit shit on stream for a few days. This is why. Like, I cannot control the market. When we have inside bars, the daily is giving you that clue. When we get outside this daily range, which we've been in for 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 days now, when we get outside this daily range, it would be beautiful. Google trying to find a bid here, trying to go red to green. Nvidia 2% down, Meta 0.5% down, Amazon 0.65% down, Microsoft 0.88% down, Apple 0.60% down, Tesla 0.65% up. Need to do that even more. Is that? Get that window for you. All right, we've got this seller here into 20, 400 lot. Let's see if he's real at 420. If he starts lifting it, then we'll probably just chase him higher. which is probably what he's trying to do. Back inside the Aubrey, your range on today is still just 85 points. Your whole range on the whole morning in the first 34 minutes is just 85 points. That's all we have so far, folks. 85 points of choppiness. We're underneath the VWAPs. We're trading around Globex in New York. We haven't had much follow through downside. We've locked in some profits. But other than that, haven't taken another trade, just that opening range break trade. So we're going to go and test this guy, see if this 400 lot is real by the looks of it. That's what they want to do. If it wants to go upside now, it can. Remember, it swept everyone out. But like, if it's going to go upside, I'd like to see the mag participating, not the mag in a sell. They don't all need to go green, but like, they need to start bidding up a bit. It's not what I'm seeing. I'm just seeing a range so far, nothing else. All right, back to New York Open. There's the New York Open. So have they trapped enough shorts now to go and break out of these highs, reclaim VWAP and go for 490s? And can they break 490s then and go for the overnight highs? 420 seller, remember. 404 on the offer at 420. Let's see if he's real. First real size we've seen on the book. VIX still just dancing sideways. Cannot break out of 1850. Currently bidding at 1823 on the VIX. Still stuck here between the New York Open and Globex and the new week opening gap, this grey box. That's why it looks messy and ugly, because we're tight. We're not expanding anything right now. Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. It's hard, isn't it? I mean, there's not much catalyst to drive us lower. They had the catalyst the last few days and it didn't do much, did it? We bid the market right back up. So unless something's going to affect this market, do the buyers just keep absorbing? I guess that's the question. All right, so how we at now is key. Are we going to start breaking down underneath this last internal sort of swing point? If we do that, we'd probably run the lows. And there's your sweep of that internal. Are they going to run the lows now? Or are they going to find a bid there? What a mess. What a mess. VIX trying to build up some bullish momentum here on the VIX. So that 400 lot's still there. 420, 430 as well. So there's 800 on the offer. 420 and 430, 800 on the offer. Do they look to fill him or not? Let's have a look. KSOB6 feel as if the big push earlier was from the 500 contact single bidder. Saw it on the DOM. Shout out to UK Trader as well. Better to listen to. Well, that might be our opinion. I don't know if everyone agrees, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Okay. This is where we found bids earlier, folks. All right, you can see it right here. Same level. This is where we found bids. They will try and hold this structure here. All right, failure to hold this structure here, we'll get a breakdown here and possible fill of the gap, and then we can think about value area low, and the H1 holding this can be one of these. I'd much rather see this market go lower just in general. I'd like us to go into a sell for 3 or 4 weeks so I can bid it back up afterwards. This is what I mean. Mag's still in a sell other than Tesla. It's hard to think about this market rotating higher right now with the Mag selling off. It's just there's a lack of momentum downside. And there's no real bids on the tape here that make me think anyone's interested in buying it. But, you know, we're probably into that sort of range where we saw those dark pool prints on the SPY yesterday. I don't know if anyone saw that. Some big dark pool prints on the SPY yesterday. Very weird. Okay, are they going to break for low of day here? It definitely looks like it. Definitely looks like it. They want to break for low of day here. And if they're going to do that, they should really come and fill the gap to the bottom of the grey box, sort of 340s. Still finding a bid where we found it earlier. Still choppy until they really make a decision here. But we are outside of the opening range. We are outside of Globex. If they stay heavy versus those levels, it's got a chance to sell off deeper, especially if the MAG is going to participate. So Tesla 0.5% up, Nvidia 2% down, Meta 0.5% down, Google 1/3% down, Amazon approaching 1% down, Microsoft approaching 1% down, Apple 0.5% down. Bear with me, folks. Just going to grab a coffee. I haven't had my morning coffee yet. Look at that. Nothing's changed. Who'd have guessed? Absolutely nothing. That 50% would be into 240s. That new week opening gap low would be 50% pullback from the high we set in last night and from the swing point low yesterday. So I would like to see us get into that and maybe the 61 fib and then see if buyers come in rather than protecting just in this midpoint of the new week open. It's just ugly, man. Don't want to be bidding in here. Do you not want to be bidding in here? No, seller's still on the book down there. Biggest buyer right now, I mean, he's small. He's a 40 lot down at 350. I say he's small as a 40 lot only because there's a 400 lot at 420 and a 400 lot at 430. So he's a tenth of the size of them. Still got plenty of time until the initial balance is set. So far, not liking what I'm seeing in this action, unsurprisingly. We talked about it at the open. Inside days, megaphone pattern, just no. Just no market. Get out of it. We need something to get us out this this range that we're in on the daily. It needs to be a good catalyst or a bad catalyst, but it's got to get us out of it. If they shake off Moody's the way they did, it's you probably want a good catalyst just to send us to all-time highs at this point. Okay then, back to the orb, back to flow zones, back to Globex. Look at VIX, couldn't break out of the 50s again, got all the way up there. VIX needs to break out of 1850 really for us to get like strong downside momentum in this market. I'm meaning like fresh lows and ripping some bulls' hearts out. Right, VIX has got to get above 1850 for us to do that. It's having another go here on the VIX. It's trying. It wants to do it, but we just lack follow through on the short, and we've lacked follow through on the short for 5 days. You've got to respect that. Does it come? Maybe. I don't know. The VIX rejecting it again. It's in danger of leaving a bit of a doji high here on a 5 minute if it closes like this in the next 7 seconds, and that will be a problem. SPY trying to find a higher low. So we're building lower highs and higher lows right now in this market. Again, it's just everything you don't want to see. Everything you don't want to see. Well, Raphael, you can think that, but we haven't come up to test him, so there's no way of knowing. Shorts went broke? Yeah, they definitely got squeezed out, didn't they? They definitely got squeezed out of the market. So reclaiming again, look at, like we talked about, VIX failed that 1850. All right, came all the way up to 1846, failed. Oh my days, how boring. How very, very boring. All right, this is your channel for the New York session so far. This is what you've got. Lower highs, higher lows. Not fun. No trend, really, when we do that. Yeah, I know, Raphael. We've been saying there's 800 lots split between 420 and 430. Maybe you've just joined. There's no way of knowing they're fake. We have not come up and tested them. We haven't got close enough to see if they want to get a fill. So there's no way of knowing if they're fake. Back to the orb, back to Globex again. This is just getting ridiculous at this point. Just do something, market. We don't care what at this point, but please, can you do something? Here goes the VIX. Another test of that 1850. It's got to break it. VIX has simply got to break out of 1850 if we're going to get any downside pressure in the market. Failing to do that, we will not get downside pressure in this market. Yep, snooze fest, Bowden. Exactly that. I totally agree. Starting to reclaim the opening range, though. Starting to reclaim the Globex levels. VIX just is pathetic. Cannot break out of that 1850, and shorts cannot take control of this market. We haven't even done a 50% pullback. They can't even get the juice to get a 50% pullback. Just watching the SPY over here. It just, nothing looks nice. Nothing looks nice. It might be that one trade and that's it, unless something sets up soon. Unless we start reclaiming and going above the opening range and reclaiming the VWAPs and stuff, I can't see what else there is to really think about taking. Back to the New York Open again. Is the mag participating? No. So here we go. Let's see if these sellers are real at 420 and 430. What an absolute snooze fest. Well, then you shouldn't be doing anything exploited, and that's kind of the point, isn't it? That's the whole point in these pennants. Higher time frame, buyers are in control, but we're in consolidation. We're inside. We're just in a range. There's no one really stepping forward and taking full control in this range. Still not tested these participants up here at 420 and 430. Oh man, this market, it is starting to frustrate me the last few days. I can feel it building on me where I'm just like, this is shit. And I know what's going to happen. It's going to do a massive, massive pullback day out of fucking nowhere when everyone's asleep. That's exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to miss that huge momentum day. I was worried it was going to be last night, I'll be honest. It loves to do it. It loves to just do this shit for days and days and days and days and days. And then when we're all asleep, it does some, you wake up to like 600-point gap and you're like, what happened? Why couldn't you do that when I was at the desk? All right, so back to New York Open. This is fun, isn't it? We're now almost an hour in an 85-point range. Yes, Essence, exactly. Size down, size down. So key. Most people blow up because they oversize, they over leverage. Okay, VIX still calling it through 1850. Cannot think about shorts all the time. VIX is being pathetic like this. QQQ back to its VWAP. SPY through its VWAP. ES about to tag its VWAP. We are through that 420. And just so you know, Raphael, they are legit. Like I said, you can't say, I think they're not real when we haven't tested them. Yeah, your thoughts, the market don't care about your thoughts. He was real. He just got filled. Now we're going for the 430. There's a seller, 400 lot at 430. And he will be real as well because he's the same size seller. So that's a real seller up here. ES to its VWAP. Starting to try and squeeze here on the ES now. Can it get bids through its VWAP? If we're going to find bids through the opening range high and through VWAPs, maybe we can go to 500s. Otherwise, this is just still in the morning range. That first 15-minute candle, we're still just inside it. Yes, rejecting VWAP again. MAG not participating still. I don't see that case of. I don't see any 350 order on the book. ES cannot get through its VWAP right now. Lots of stops above if it wants to go for them. Yeah, totally right, Gus. ES still being sold into on that VWAP. Cannot reclaim VWAP. Spies through it. QQQ got through it, failing back underneath. Buyers should step in here. If they're going to have a go, they need to step in now. But again, look at the MAG. Nvidia 1.75% down, Meta 1/3% down, Google 0.12% down, Amazon 0.86% down, Microsoft 0.82% down, Apple 0.37% down, Tesla 1.41% up. It's not like the MAG are trying to drive to go red to green. There's nothing happening here, folks. You have to ask yourself, are you looking for trades which aren't really there right now? That's what I constantly say to myself. This market has had a habit of faffing around a lot in these opening hours. Nothing really. We hit the first big offer on NQ, then we drifted up towards the second offer and didn't fill him. So he's still there, passive on the book at 430. There's 420, left a wick high up here, left liquidity up here. Still selling versus VWAP on the ES. I mean, that's fairly clear right now until we start reclaiming that. If they put in a higher low here into the orb and Globex, it would be a good indication that the market might want the bid up. But I really, just looking at the mag, it does not feel like a day we're trying to bid up yet. That can obviously change, but yet it looks weak so far. Want to see like some of these try and start to close the gaps, and they're not doing that. We're really just where we opened. Like, look at the New York Open. Nothing's changed. We're at VWAP. No one's in control. No one is in control of this session right now. Here's your average price of buyers and sellers. We're right there. Remember, if you're a short, that's your average price. If you're a buyer, this is average volume on the day. No one is in control yet. It's not like this is going up or down either. We're sideways. VWAP is just sideways right now. Look at the EMAs. They've all gone sideways. We're at the edge of this, pennant or whatever you want to call it. More torture. Yes, more torture. Wait for momentum to come in. Wait for it to be clear. Not seeing enough right now to convince me of anything. You got the initial balance about to be set as well in 4 minutes. What are EMAs? EMAs are exponential moving averages. All right, so they just show you the average price or average price of whatever asset you're looking at over that EMA. Because it's exponential, it pays more weight on the most recent price action. So, for example, if you're using a 21 SMA, it's the average price over the last 21 candles on that chart. If you are using a 21 EMA, it's the average price of the last 21 candles on that chart, but it weights the most recent candles more. All right, so an EMA will move more than an SMA because it's paying more attention to recent price action. It's trying to build liquidity outside here. It's trying to reclaim New York VWAP. ES is still not reclaimed VWAP. Yeah, one of those days, definitely. I mean, we can see it. We talked about it at the beginning. It's the daily chart that's dictating all of this right now. The daily chart can not get outside of range, and we're not even at 50% of it. We're not far off, but we're basically in front of 50% of it. There's not a lot to do. I'm not based in the UK. I'm based in Los Angeles. From London, but based in LA. I do love Manchester, though. It's one of my favourite cities. Would you say it's better to have constantly open than the VIX? Yeah, ES probably more helpful for you than the VIX. Yeah, if you could only have one open, I'd probably say the ES because you'll see the divergence, and that's probably more important than the VIX. So do they find a bid here again? Oh, they kind of let this go now. Are you joking? After all that faff, the answer is yes by the looks of it, unless they bid off this low again. Do they make another higher low here? It was still in this sort of pennant triangle right now, I guess. What are you doing, Mr. Market? Back to Globex again, back to open range again. There's no buyers down here. There's a 56 lot just stepped in there at 85 if they're going to protect him. Just make your flipping minds up, people, please. There's just so many levels where we are, man. Top of the gap, flow zones, Globex, high time frame algo, New York Open. There's just too many levels. I'd love to see a deeper move. Honestly, I'd love that. I think it's healthy for this market right now. But we've just been unable to do it for days and days and days and days and days, which means I don't really want to be thinking about a short down here unless I can see some momentum come into the charts. And I'm definitely not going to buy it either when the mag are all red and unable to find a bid. So then we're just going to chop and chop and chop and chop. So I just have to sit on my hands. Yeah, exactly tight. Oh, look, it's in the middle again. Look at the daily. It looks shit again. I've got to say, it's days like this before stream, I used to come to the chart and be like, nope, set price alert, and I just leave. I'd just be like, nope, I'm not going to waste my time watching that. I'll set a price alert and I'll leave. It is a complete waste of time to look at this price action, really. You're better off setting a price alert at an extreme and letting it get there and coming back once that price alert goes. Spider, yeah, nice. Go get that lottery ticket. This is just garbage. Initial balance now set, and we're right in the middle of it. Something will give soon. Sooner rather than later, you'd say something's got to give. No, not of the triangles. I'd do more extremes. I'd be looking at sort of an alert in front of 500 and probably alert towards the lower side of the new week opening gap. I don't want to trade. Remember, we talked about it at the open. I don't want to trade really between all of this garbage. We talked about this is garbage. Unless we do this, which we haven't seen either, this, or this, there's no trade set up. And right now, all we're doing is garbage. Absolute shite. And just because your alert goes off as well doesn't mean there's a trade. Remember that. That's the other thing to know. Doesn't mean anything. And look at VIX failing in front of 1850 again. No volatility in the VIX. It cannot get going. We're just doing sideways nonsense. Oh, what are you doing, market makers? What are your games? When are you going to stop? When are you going to bleed out? When are you going to bleed out? Now? Now? Or are we going to go, just kidding. Just kidding, back to New York Open again. Just kidding. Is this a just kidding move back to New York Open? Or are we going to slam it? Lots of people to be cleaned out both sides here. That's the tough thing. In a triangle pattern, you can clear out both sides. I'd love to see this run to the lows. I would love to see it do that. What I find amazing is how little resting liquidity there is in the bid at all the time recently, yet we print up. So either short stuck or someone just marketing in little bit. Again, no breakdown there. Again, they had another chance there to go lower. They still have been unable to do it. They've got a good chance here of going lower, and they just cannot do it. It is pathetic. Look at a 5-minute chart on the SPY and the QQQ. Tell me, who wants to trade this shit? Why am I here wasting my fucking time right now? Balanced day in the volume profile. I mean, for now, yeah, I mean, we're still early, aren't we? We're an hour in, if you're thinking about volume profile or TPO. But yes, So far today, you would say it's a balanced day. Absolutely. Play the extremes on a balanced day. So far today, you would say that. You got to think someone's going to give up at some point. $400s, and they're going to reclaim $400s, and then they're going to go New York Open. They're going to reclaim that, and then they're going to sell that back down. And boring. All right, another coffee time. This is so bad, folks. I'm not going to watch this. Oh, look at that. New York Open again. Fun. 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 Why don't I trade GC anymore? I never really traded GC active. I wanted to be a long-term investor in GC, and it just would never pull back. And I'm one of those guys that just looks at it thinking, oh my God, should have just hit buy. Okay, New York Open again. This is just getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter now. Terrible. This is terrible, terrible price action. All right, seller back on the book again, 420. 300 lot there, 420. 400 lot at 430. VIX still can't get through, 1850. Pathetic. No momentum. There is no momentum in this move today, either way. This is bad. This is about as bad as it gets, folks. All right, so if you can sit still through this, or if you made your money early like me and you can just sit and wait, you know, you're not going to have big winning days on days like today. And if you have big winning days on days like today, you're probably oversized and got lucky, because there's not enough movement in these charts to have big winning days right now. You got to learn to sit still and do nothing. I would much rather leave this stream right now than watch this. This is terrible. Everything is flat. Nothing is moving at all. There's no momentum. There's not even a big engulfing candle right now. Google trying to go green for like the 5th time today. Point control so far from overnight in this session is at 27s. So we're probably going to trade back to 27. So we reclaim that. Maybe they can take charge a little bit. Oh, are we going to see some momentum? Guess what? ES has still got a reclaim VWAP if we're going to see anything at all. Anything at all. Seller still at 430, remember. ES is going to have to reclaim VWAP if we're going to see anything at all today. If we can get going through the VWAPs, maybe we can go up to 500s. Here's our first attempt at VWAP here. Is ES going to break, or is this going to be sold into again? VWAP on the ES. VIX having a bit of a flush moment here. Need to see us reclaim VWAP on the NQ and the lower time frame algo and the initial balance and the orb. Breakthrough 440s with a sustained bid can probably get us up towards 500. Otherwise, we're still inside range. We're just exploring top side of the range, okay? But if we can get going, it would be nice. I'd love something to happen today. We are going to start to get going now. Okay, here's VWAP. Okay, let's see if we can get continuation. Come on then, folks. Come on then. Let's hold VWAP. Let's not fail this IB. Let's go all the way to 500 now then. If we're going to do this move, let's go and do it properly. Don't fail. Please don't come back into range. I'll be so bored of it. Just build out some liquidity here and we can start joining long for a squeeze. We'd like to get all the way up to 500s, 490, 500s. That's where I'd like to get going to. Come on, market. Up you go. Build the liquidity and up you go. Beautiful. All right, so starting to squeeze now. Can we sustain this? How far can we sustain it? Can we hold that initial balance? Do not get flushed on here, folks. If you're going to come in, remember we've had good momentum come in now. We want liquidity to be built out, and we want that drive all the way up to what's the top of that range? Basically 90s. And if we can get through that, we're looking for overnight highs. Needs to build out some structure here, though. It's a big swipe up. Those shorts got stuck. Like I said, the name of the game the last few days has been shorts getting stuck, hasn't it? Like, it's been pretty obvious the last few days that shorts have been getting stuck. So do they hold pullbacks into and around initial balance here to create that flag for more upside pressure? Can we get up to that previous day point of control and the overnight highs? Here's the pullback. Do they hold this now, though? This is the key. Can they hold VWAP? Can they hold where we just broke out of? If it's a failed auction, it will be a nightmare because we're just going to go back to where we came from. That would not be what we'd want to see, all right? It would not be what we want to see. Did he get filled? Let's have a look. 430s he was at, wasn't he? Yeah, he got filled. He was legit. 430 got filled. 420s and 430s got filled. So there's 756 lots at 420s have been filled this morning. 423 lots in that one big order at 430 got filled. So if we turn him into support, maybe there's an upside move here. If we fail this auction, we're going to come all the way back down to where we came from. That's not what we want to see. VIX back down towards PDC here. This market has the chance to build a flag here to go higher. Like, there's no question about it. It's just whether it has the ability to do it. We've had a big squeeze out. Can it build some liquidity now? Now that we've broken out, can we build some liquidity to come up here? Can these catch up versus these levels? Can we turn these sellers into buyers to go up? Finally, some momentum's come in. Just can we get the move now? Just trying to build for it. No sustained bid over IB yet. Remember, that candle with volume came from here. That's point of origin, all the way down at 413. So really, you'd want it to hold VWAP here. You would not really want this to keep letting go. If they want to do a rotation all the way back down, they can, but I will not be playing that, and that would be nasty. If they're just exploring one side to the other side, that would be very nasty. Let's see. Let's see if they can build some liquidity out for a squeeze here to get long. Ideally, the flow zones catch up. And ideally, we see some of the mag being bid up, which I'm still not seeing, which makes me not super confident right now. It's still Google just about green, 0.06% up. Tesla 1.24% up. Nothing else is green. Everything is still in a sell. This can be exploring range. This is not very nice, but let's see. Maybe we can get that flag for a push higher here through the IB. Starting to play out now. Here we go. Come on then. Let's get some momentum now. Stop faffing around. And let's go and raid 490s. Let's get all the way up there. 50-point move is what I'm looking for if we can get going. Why is it so hard to do anything at the moment? Come on. There we go. There's the break. Okay, balls in control here. Want continuation upside now. Trying to hold this. Looking for that move from 450 up to 490, basically. That's what I'm looking for. And above that, we can keep going. Looking good. So we built the liquidity above VWAP, above and around the initial balance. We want an auction higher now. Looking very, very good here, folks. In this long, looking for a sustained bid. Don't want it to fail 450. There's nothing there on the tape to say it should be failing 450. There's a little volume node from before up above 450, 455. I just want them to burst through that, though. Please stop fanning around market today. Be really nice if you could just start participating properly instead of being pathetic. Come on. ES looks great. ES is going to do the move already that I want to do on the NQ, and we're nowhere near it. And why is that? It's because, like I said, the mag are being shite. There's no more bids up on the mag. It's been like that for a few days, even when we've drifted higher. Big seller again coming in here at 460s now. What's this news I'm seeing hitting the wire? Oy, oy, oy. Okay, Trump telling Israel to stop the war. About fucking time, mate. So auction versus failed auction, they need to hold bids here. VWAPs and lower time frame algos, and the flow zone starting to catch up now. Everything's starting to catch up. They need to hold bids for that squeeze back upside to come and clear out that liquidity in front of 500. If they fail to do that, if they fail the auction, we probably go all the way back down to where we came from. Yeah, Mike, it's not that it's in a sell zone. Like, both the markets look the same. It's whether they were going to raid the stops of that sell zone. It's the same as this, right? This guy here and this guy here. It's the same thought in ES. Yes, we can sell back down here, but if we're going to raid, if we're going to use liquidity, this is the move, right? If they're going to use this liquidity, this is the move. If we zoom out, higher time frame, we're still in a buy. Yeah, we're still in a buy, higher time frame. I would have liked a deeper pullback today, 50%, 61%. It would have been better, but market doesn't care what I want. Still building that liquidity to go higher at the moment. Big seller averaging down. I mean, he'd be averaging up. Could also be a buyer taking profit from the last few days. Who knows? There's definitely been a lot of selling with big orders. I can't get through this 450 here so far. It's notable. Big sellers at 460 now. It's notable that we're not getting through 450 at the moment. I want to see that burst through. I want to see 460 filled. I want to see us go straight to 490. Here's the tap into 450. Here's 450 filled. Let's go to 460 fill in then. And then let's go 490. Let's not keep messing about here, market. I want to be very careful that how they build liquidity. If they go straight up like this, remember, this is not what we want to see. This opens it up for a raid. You want to see momentum built this way for there, just like this. We don't want too much of this channel. It will be dangerous if it does that. It opens them up to all get absolutely wrecked and wiped out. What a bore. QQQ holding IB nicely on a 5-minute. SPY holding IB nicely on a 5-minute. Can we come up to these pre-market highs? That's the question. Can this market get going here? Don't like how it's building liquidity here. It's very dangerous. Very dangerous. VWAP and initial balance are key. Failing to hold that, we do a deeper dive down or will not be holding through that. I'm just going to turn this aircon off. Come on, market. It like comes to life for what? 3 minutes and then goes back to sleep again. So bad, man. They start letting go, and they got to hold this RBS level here. It's basically 50s. It's at 50, sorry, 25s. This is the issue here. The MAG is not participating. ES coming back to VWAP. And this is my problem with this market at the moment. We keep drifting up off bad news without the MAG playing, and then we can't try and play some momentum, and there's nothing there to play. It's it's a pain in the butt to play at the moment. It's starting to really get on my tits the last week, I'd say, this market. They need to sustain an auction. If they fail the auction here, we can go all the way back to the lows. We can go all the way back to the lows. ES looks like it wants to come back for VWAP right now. They need to reclaim the initial balance here. $40s basically. Sellers still up at 60s. If they go wick to wick here on that last M1 transition and can't reclaim, it will be a problem for the market. It is opening itself up to a big problem here if it cannot reclaim initial balance. Here's IB test. Needs to get through this now and start squeezing. Held flow zones nicely. It needs to get through this to start squeezing. If it cannot do it, it will be a problem. VIX doesn't know what it wants to do. Close the gap to PDC. If this is lower high followed by lower low, I'm not playing anymore. Need this to trap to go higher. Come on, up you go. Set the trap and go if you're going to do it. Yay. Let's go. Get going. It held RBS well. It's just I don't trust where the VWAP is on ES, but this RBS level here is holding. If this is a trap, this is nice. Need it to get back above these though. Do not want a lower high, lower low here. It will not play if it does that. Come on, market. Go. Let's go. Let's go. Reclaiming here. Starting to look a bit better for this trap. Want to see ES go. Vix, why are you going upside? Oh my God. What is the VIX doing, mate? Piss off. Go back down to lower day. All right, want this breakout here. Want this flag to start playing out. Still looks good. Trap possible. As long as we hold the initial balance here, we have the ability to go higher. Just watching the 2-minute transition on the ES. Need that to break out. Want to be careful here if ES can't get through. What is that transition on the ES? Basically 69. ES needs to get through 69. It's in danger of a lower high, lower low if it can't do that. We look good. We look good. Come on, mag, please. Every time I look at the mag, there's nothing moving. Nvidia's still down, Meta down, Amazon down, Microsoft down, Apple down. Nothing even trying to go green. No, new tax bills not affecting the market. Market doesn't care about any news right now. This is all just markets in technical squeeze. That's all the market's in right now. Everything's being absorbed. It's in a technical squeeze. Yes, unable to reclaim that level we just talked about. What do I mean about technical squeeze? There's too many shorts in the market. Every time there's a short setup in the market, we're going higher. That's a squeeze. I don't think it's bids. It's literally a squeeze. Look at this market. Every time we do a failed breakdown, failed breakdown, squeeze. Failed breakdown, squeeze. Failed breakdown, squeeze. That's what the market is in right now. That's it. That's all you need to know. They tried to use Moody's to go lower. We went higher. Think about that. We got downgraded on credit and we went higher. Think about the news on Friday. It was not good news, even before Moody's. The print was not good. We went higher. Shorts are trapped in the market right now. When buyers get trapped, we will go lower. We're set in a higher low deeper on the daily time frame. But until then, you've got to respect what you're seeing. That's like I said yesterday. I wanted the short, never came, have to respect it. Yes, back to VWAP. We're starting to see failure. Lower high, lower low on an M1, on M2, on the ES. Does it absorb VWAP and flow zones here? And its RBS level to build back up or not? If they don't, then we're going to go all the way back to low of day. So far, in the initial balance, we have a failed auction here. Folks, stopped out there on my move. Back to the New York Open. Like I said, Mag's not participating. Hands off for a minute. Probably could have locked in some money there and didn't. I'm not convinced this market isn't going to run all the way back to lows right now. I'm going to be honest. Just from watching the mag, I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah, I think we're going to go all the way back to lows here. I'm not trading it. There's no setup, but I just wonder. Maybe if we get back under here, I'll think about it. Again, look at the mag. I don't know if you can see it, but the mag is still all red. This is what I'm saying. When we bid up, when the mag's in a sell, it makes no sense to me other than a squeeze on the futures market. Too early to sell this yet. They drive up back up towards view up and start failing it, maybe, but there's no lower low yet, technically. Oh, man. I just got a feeling they're going all the way to low of day and beyond now. Or is that just a giant trap up there? Is there a way of getting involved here at all? I don't know if there is right now. Love to be involved. Back to gap. Okay, I'm going to have to join a little bit of this. If they're going to sell it aggressively, I've got to join a bit of this. If this is a big trap to go way, way lower, I've got to join in. Here we go. Mag in a sell, like we've talked about. Back to Globex here. Want to see a wash of all the way down to lows, basically, folks. How low can we go? I don't mind adding in if we keep setting. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Joining this momentum. Yes, ES is such a better trader at the moment. It's unreal. It's already basically at low of day. Such a better trader on ES. All right, need a lower high, lower low now. Needs to build up some more liquidity. I took a little scalp there. We're still just inside range. We're inside the initial balance. We're inside the orb. We're inside everything right now. Nothing's changed here, folks. It's definitely a see money, take money environment. Higher time frame still building liquidity to go upside. Lower time frame is just chopping around. Where's the buyers on the tape? 360s now. Buyers down at 360s, basically towards the low of day. Seller is still up at 460. So 100 points there between the two bids and ask with size. Yeah. The ticks are already going back up. That's hilarious. So protecting Globex. They might flip it still, though. Google about to go back red. It all depends whether we take out low of day or not, basically. ES is protecting so far. This news hammering me on the news here. New hourly candle here. Even these hourly candles look terrible now. The last hourly candle looks awful. Trump ends remarks Capitol Hill. I didn't even have him set to talk. All right, finding bids then. Again, off Globex. Again, protecting new week opening gap. The question now is really, do they put in a lower high versus this, or is this a bigger trap? It's the same thing, but it's being pretty hard to play this. You have to be pretty adaptable. I'm flat on this now. I'm just going to wait. What point do they give up? At what point does one side of this just give up? QQQ coming back into its view up here. Can trade up to 1980s if it wants to on the Qs and still fail up there. And a reclaim of that probably triggers a bigger squeeze. What a chop fest we are in right now. All the way back up. Are we going to go all the way back up after all that? Oh my days. This is just absolutely awful. Oh, I'll just move my Globex. No. They've got to put in a Control Z on NinjaTrader. Honestly, it's probably my biggest pet peeve with it is when I move a drawing object and then don't know where it came from. Is that right? I don't even know if that's right. What's the level here? 407s. Yeah, it's pretty much there. Okay, good. All right. Decision time for the market. Either it puts in lower high followed by lower low and we wash low of day, or it traps and goes back to VWAP, reclaims initial balance, and we go for the 490s. It's got to make its decision. It cannot, well, it can just keep going sideways all day, but we cannot trade it if it keeps doing this. I would love to see low of day at this point. Like it's gone upside, it's gone downside, it's gone upside. Just let it go back to low of day and then see what we do. Clean up this sort of liquidity trend here. We missed all of these guys out. Came close. ES did take it though, so there is divergence. ES did come and clean these guys out. Again, ES being the better trader. How many times am I going to say that over the next few weeks? A lot, I think. QQQ rejecting its VWAP. Do we get a breakdown here? Starting to see a bit of a breakdown here. Can we get some follow through towards the low of day? Can we get some follow through? Please, market. Please, market. No. What is this? What is this? How can you trade this? There's no follow through in this market at all. None. Zero. How can anyone trade this? This is what I'm saying. Remember what I said at the beginning of the day. If I wasn't on stream, I wouldn't even fucking be here. This is what you call shit. Shit conditions. How do you see shit conditions so that if I'm not here, you go to the daily and you go, hey, guess what? That looks like a load of shit. And you go, price alert, not touching till we get out of that. That's how you identify it. It's literally as simple as that. I might even do a video on it for you all. This is terrible right now. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, Brandon, just don't. This is what I'm saying. Look at the flows. Just think about things that show you momentum. Flow zones and VWAPs. They're all flat, right? They're all flat. There's no momentum in the chart. Every time it has the chance to have some momentum, it's not bringing it to the chart, right? It's dying. It had the chance there. It has the chance here. Here's the break. Here's a lower high. Can it set a lower low? So far, no. It has the chance to do this. It can't do it. What's likely to happen? Same crap we did here. It can do the same crap here, right? Just learn to read the chart. Like it's. I get frustrated because I don't want to be here at the moment, and it annoys me that I have to sit here watching this crap because I know there's tons of you clicking buttons right now. Trump speaking at 12. Well, he's just finished talking, so he's going to talk again. What's he talking about at 12? This guy never shuts up. What is there to talk about? Why can't he be quiet? He literally just stopped talking 30 seconds ago. He hasn't got an answer for anything either. They just asked him, you know, what's going on with Russia and Ukraine, and he's basically like, yeah, lots of things. You'll never get like a straight answer out of this man. Nice, Tyson. Well, that's all right, as long as you're doing well, dude. But in general, this is not a good market to trade, all right? In general, this is a dangerous market to be trading. QQQ, SPY, right at their VWAPs right now. They get through that, we can go back towards the initial balance. They fade that, we go back towards low of day. In general, unless you've moved, you know, far away from a VWAP and you come back and give it the first back test, in general, trading around VWAP is not a good idea because it's where everyone is stuck and trading around. Unless we're in a big trend day higher and we come back and we pull back into an EMA or a VWAP and that offers a buy opportunity, or we're trending way lower and we pull back into it and it offers a new ad to go lower. Otherwise, when we're flat, they're not good locations to trade in. sat here twiddling my thumbs all morning. We had one decent trade, had one break-even trade. We'll actually get back a tiny bit of money on that. And the trade's overnight, and that's it. Can we break lower? Maybe. Can we break higher? Maybe. Do I have an edge right now? No. No edge. No edge at the moment. Zero. Half the battle, and I'd say like 90% of your trading, whether you're going to be profitable or not, relies on identifying when to trade. And what I really mean by that is when not to trade. All right, if you're to be a trader, you should spend more time not trading than trading. Let that sink in. Normally, any job that you do, the more effort you put into that job, the more money you're going to make, right? In trading, the more you can identify when not to do something, the more profitable you're going to be. We've talked about it before. How do you become more profitable? Erase the parts of your game which you're not good at. What am I not good at? I hate trading range. So erased, gone, don't trade range. Not for me. That eliminates probably 70% of my losses already by just getting rid of that. Right? So if we see an inside day, gone, just get rid of it. If you don't like those days, get rid of it. If you like it, that's fine. If you hate trend days, then remove trend days. But most of your time trading, sitting in front of these screens, is spent doing nothing. So we are still at exactly the same point where we opened up the session. Look, we're at the New York Open and we're at the New York VWAP. This is where everyone is right now. Nothing, not a thing has changed. So all this noise so far in this session is for nothing. Okay, ES driving back towards its VWAP right now. Does it find sellers up here? Or are we going to start reclaiming the VWAP, reclaiming the IB, and going for the 490s? Is the MAG participating? No, still not participating at all. It is not participating at all. 100% I agree. It's so hard to just sit and watch. Well, you got to ask yourself, is it harder to sit and watch or is it harder to blow up and then get upset with yourself? What's the worst outcome? So back to VWAP we go. ES back to VWAP. The initial balance is above us. We have failed auction above that right now. If we start building liquidity up here with momentum, big difference. If we build liquidity with momentum, we can go upside. If we come up here and we fail into here, this is where the buyers are stuck, we can go downside. I do not have an edge in this right now, so just going to wait. There's been no trend develop here so far. They are selling into VWAP again. Sellers on the book, 445, 40 lot there. 460, 300 lot there. Buyers on the book, 390. The buyers on the book have been tiny size all day. That's the crazy thing, and I felt like that for a few weeks now. It just feels like shorts are tripping over themselves more than it feels like there's big bids on the book driving us higher. You know, at that lows at 390, there was strong selling and we didn't move lower. No, there was strong selling down there and we did not move lower. That's something to note. You can see it on Bookmap. Big red bubbles, and we were probably there for about 10 seconds and then we moved higher. They are still absorbing. Here's VWAP on the ES again then. So are they going to head and shoulders or are they going to invert head and shoulders? Like I said, I have no edge here. I'm not touching it. There is no trend direction. We're still inside. You're still inside the opening 15-minute candle. You're probably inside the opening 5-minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are. You're inside the opening 5-minute candle. Now you see why I don't trade these daily ranges when we're in these. Now you see why I said to you this morning, I'd rather not be here. ES VWAP again. VIX is trading downside though. These things are not aligned today. We have divergence today, I would say. The VIX trading downside while the ES is making that move down off view up. Just chop, 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 chop. I would not be surprised to see a big move come, when I'm not at my desk after lunch or something. Even during lunch. They've loved doing that move recently as well. Doing all this all the way up to like 20 past 12 and then doing a move. They have loved doing that recently. ES still can't get through its VWAP. QQQ can't get through its VWAP. SPY's already through it. Again, we are not moving here. Your range on the day is 85 points. You are at the exact point at which you opened up the session. Why is my stream stopped? What's going on here? Yep, Euro close 15 minutes. ES now through, going back to its IB high. Does it find a squeeze here? Do they start ripping this higher? MAG's still not participating. All right, MAG's still exactly like it's been all morning. IB test here on the ES. Remember, buyers are stuck right now above the initial balance. Back to VWAP on the ES. They're selling in front of IB right now. New seller just came in. 200 lot at 430. So much selling today with big lot sizes and no follow through. So is it just a buyer taking profits? Zoom this H1 in a bit. Yes, back to its initial balance right here, right now. There's VWAP on the NQ. Little poke and sold instantly on that lower time frame algo. And if they build liquidity up around the IB, there's a chance to move higher. But until then, I don't think there's any chance. Look how great. Even these 1 minute candles look disgusting. What are we doing? ES stuck between initial balance, high, and VWAP. If they can build liquidity out here for a right shoulder, then inverted right shoulder, they have the chance to move higher. If they sell versus IB, those buyers remain trapped and we come down and rotate. There's still lots of resting liquidity up at 490 if they want to get there. And we have sellers on the tape here, 435, 440, 445, 460. No, he just moved up. He's still there. He filled some there, and he's now at 435. He's refresh selling at 435, 200 lot. And then there's a 300 lot at 460. He's just refresh selling over and over and over again. He's been in the market all morning long. ES rejecting its IB, back to VWAP again. There's just nothing you can do here, folks. Like, big boys are fighting it out here over crumbs. And it's still at 435. He got tons filled there in front of 30, and then he's at 435. 207 lot, 435. Again, they can go lower high, lower low here if they want. Like, I've got no edge here at all. All I know is, so far this morning, we failed above the IB high. We've left lots of trendline liquidity down here, and we've left lots of trendline liquidity up here. And we're just battling over crumbs right now. And ES cannot get through its initial balance high. VIX is bouncing off its PDC. You're fighting over nothing. Nothing's happened today. You can see how interested I am in this chart. You can get going, I'll be interested. Until then, no. I think there's a move to 500s here today, but it's just whether they can build enough out. There's been strong selling on every drive higher, like big orders getting filled. So 430, where is he now? 435s now, 200 lot. Just so bad. So bad. Why do I turn up to streams when I know it's going to be like this? It's a waste of my time. The only thing you can do here is wait for them. Fucking hell, mate. Is wait for them to build here to do this move, or wait for them to build here to do this move. You do not want to play in there. Don't play in there. Look at the VWAPs. Don't play in there. You're asking for it. You are absolutely asking for it if you play in there. ES back to VWAP, again, stuck between its VWAP and its initial balance high. Starting to sell it now. They're starting to sell VWAP now. They can't even fill that guy at 35. Back to the New York Open. Nothing's changed. Do they do lower high here and set a lower low? No idea, because they've been unable to do it all day. So what's your game plan here when everything's flat? This is just mental crap price action. Mental crap, I'm going to call it. It's mental shite. Back to New York Open, bidding off the Can't even speak. Bidding off the new week opening gap. Driving back to VWAP. Do they sell the VWAP? Do they come low of day? Do they reclaim the VWAP and go all the way? I don't know. That's why I'm saying don't touch this, please. Leave it alone. Learn not to trade. I would not be surprised if they just go all the way back down again now after failing. But I've got no edge to trade it to do that. It's one thing thinking what it might do. It's another thing having edge to take the trade. Underneath the New York Open now. This is crazy. Look at the H1, man. This is so bad. Look at this. Why are you trading this? Where is your edge? I have been seeing money take money 7 to 10 points. Hey, good for you, dude. You know me, I don't take 7 to 10 points. I'm looking for 50 plus points on my trades, which is why I'm saying don't, for God's sake, don't be trading this. Just sit still. Learn to sit still. Euro close in 4 minutes. It'll probably do some disgusting action into the close. See, now, every time I look at the chart, I can't decide what it wants to do. That should be speaking volumes. It's like, are we going lower, high, lower, low? Are we going higher, high, and breaking out? We don't know because it's not clear. So therefore, you can't trade. I don't think I remember a day this bad in so long. So long. When you think about what we've done, yesterday we failed to break out the lows. Overnight we failed to break out the highs. This is just terrible. You're fighting over scraps here. VWAP again on the ES. No momentum at all. None. I'm gonna use a bathroom and be right back. All right. 1 minute left to UK Euro close. Let's see if anything changes at that point, but I very much doubt it. They're now adding liquidity higher, okay? 430, 435, 440, 445, 450, all on the book, trying to drift it higher. Do they get there? No idea. No idea. No idea if they get there, to be quite honest with you. Again, just look at the mag. It's why I don't trust this market. Look at that mag. So bad. So bad. None of them have closed the gap. None of them are looking to drive higher. None of them are even doing better than they were this morning. So it's very hard to think about bidding the market up right now. Here's your euro close. What happened? Absolutely nothing. No change at all. We're doing nothing. 30 minutes left till lunch, and I don't think anything's going to change at this rate. Here's another attempt at the initial balance on the ES. So if they fail this attempt, they're going to start trapping buyers up here. They're going to start getting a little stuck, these buyers. If they keep looking for this bid up when the market can't move up, they will get stuck. It's just a matter of time. They need to break through that IB high with some volume as well. They need some volume to step in. They need the mag to start, trying to claw back some of its gap. And for the NQ really to do that, it's going to have to get through 490s. Market waiting for something. Market's waiting to break out. It's building. It's not necessarily waiting. We need to wait. We need to wait. The market is building. It's trapping people in. Jobless claims on Thursday. There's not much happening this week. It's a bit of a dud week. VIX low of day again. It's crazy, and there's no follow through upside. They're still adding liquidity above, looking to get fills on the sell above, all the way from 430 to 450, and we're just not going for them. Look at ES, couldn't get through its initial balance again. Back to VWAP again. Nothing's changing. It's boring and repetitive because nothing is changing here. Think about this open. What have we done? No acceptance above here. No acceptance above here. Sorry, below. This is where we've spent all day. That's non-acceptance. That's non-acceptance. When that changes, something will change in the market, and we can have something a bit more directional. Great day for an iron condor. Yeah, nice MC Rod. Yeah. Is that a usual play for you? Do you play that and like butterflies and stuff like that? I'm not really an options player, but probably a good day for it. Failing VWAP again here on the ES. SPY back to VWAP again. Again, if they start selling, low of day is possible. It's a big if, folks. Like, I cannot say it enough. It is a big if because we're still protecting lots of areas. There's just no follow through today. Still protecting the gap, bidding off the gap, bidding off New York. Just nothing is changing. Your range on the day remains 85 points. That's it. That's all you've got. That's all you've got to play with. When you think NQ, normally you need 30 points. You've got, 1-to-1 if you're playing the extreme edges, if you're lucky. Keeps closing down my stream here. It's annoying. Yeah, still stuck under VWAP. Sorry to hear that, Brandon. Yeah, just go and mentally reset. Mentally reset. If you've been clicking lots of buttons today, you're going to need a mental reset. I said I've got no edge here right now. Zero edge here. I've not touched it since the beginning. Nothing. So just waiting. Still protecting the open print here. That blue line, the New York Open, the New York VWAP, we're still protecting it. We're still building liquidity. Building liquidity right up here, higher time frame, building liquidity, chopping. That means chopping people up. That's what it's doing. It's warning you. It wants to chop people up. QQQ just on its VWAP, SPY on its VWAP, ES under its VWAP. Nothing's changed. This is so bad. Has anyone left yet? Hopefully you've all left. Hopefully me telling you this terrible has encouraged you to get off the screens and leave, or shut them down and just listen to me. Do not trade this. Do not trade this. Save your bullets for better price action. Do not trade this crap. You're better than that. Well, my dad made money doing it, so that was probably a good start. CC. The problem is with this whole, like, everyone's waiting on Trump all the time. Like, he's running out of things to say. What's he talking on? Does anyone even know the topic of what he's talking on at the top of the hour, or just before the top of the hour? I don't even know what he's talking on. Yeah, Tim, it does matter. It does matter. This is what I'm saying. Like, how many days are we into this presidency now? Like 160? At some point, the markets are going to become bored of waiting for him to say nothing. When you realize what he actually says is nothing, zero importance, it's a lot of fluff. There's never like unless it's like a press release on the tariffs or something like that. What's actually said is a whole lot of nothing. And at some point, the market's going to be like, we're not waiting for this anymore, because they get bored of it. Still protecting new week opening gap here. Why is my phone blowing up? Spam. Never had spam until I moved to the States. Now you get like spam texts all the time, spam phone calls. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, when Trump's like, I've spoken to them both. Great phone call. Fantastic phone call. Zelensky's a tough guy. I've told them ceasefire immediately. Okay, great. Have they agreed to ceasefire? Oh, no. What did Zelensky say? Nothing's changed. Nothing changed. Zero. Zero changed. So this is what I mean. Like, there's a lot of fluff, and I think the market's going to get bored of it soon. They're going to get bored of waiting for nothing to be said. Yeah. Did you download Truth Social, Andrew? Still protecting that gap. Nothing has changed there. Oh my God. How are we 3 hours into the day, or 2.5 hours into the day, basically, and not moved? What is going on with my iPad? Why can I not keep my stream up anymore? It's starting to sell a bit here. Still just the top of the new week opening gap. Starting to break under this trend. Maybe they want to search for some of this liquidity before Trump comes on. I have no idea. High time frame algo here and Globex here. They might just bid straight back upsides. What they've done all morning. Every single breakdown has been absorbed. Just like that. It's crazy. When you think, just stop and think about what's going on today. There's massive orders of sellers on the books, right? Huge. We've already seen it. And there's still huge orders on the books. Yet they can't break down any level. Why is that? They're passive sellers up higher. They're not, I don't think they're short sellers because they're not trying to force this market down. There's no momentum to the downside. They're not chasing down. They're just saying, hey, come and fill me here. That's, to me, sounds like a buyer who's in the money and he's like, oh, hopefully I'll get this price and I'll make some more money. And then if it goes higher, I'll make some more money. It's not a short seller trying to force the market down. Do I think we're going to make a big move before Memorial Day? I'm not a market predictor. All I know is that we cannot stay in this daily range forever. All right. All I know is that I want to be a buyer somewhere around here. I really do not want to be a buyer here. All right. If we break out and pull back and hold, I'll think about buying up there. But really, I want to be a buyer down there. And the market needs it. It's inefficient. But it doesn't have to do it. It really doesn't. But I'm just going to remind you that nothing has changed when it comes to like tariffs or news or anything like that. Nothing has changed. You know, there's still wars going on. The tariffs have been paused. It was even, said again last night. You know, if a deal's not done, we go back to reciprocal tariffs. That means 100+% on these tariffs. Still top of the gap. ES looks the weaker of them at the moment. ES looks like it's more willing to break down here than the NQ, but maybe it's coming. I wouldn't bank on it though, let's put it that way. We've seen what it's done all morning long. There we go, back to Globex. Do they start letting this go now before Trumpy boy? Do they go back down to lows of day? Or do they just absorb off Globex again and go back towards New York Open? "10 minutes till he talks, 15 minutes until lunchtime. I think ES just back down to those wicks where it's been absorbing all day. And we just remain in that new week opening gap. Do they get follow through to low of day? I mean, starting to leak, but like, you know, this is where buyers have taken control today. So until we get under here and start proving, it's still early. Like, really, you're at the midpoint of the range. Like, leak's a big thing to say. Leak is down here for a trend. Like, still possible. Needs to break under. Break of structure is here for continuation. For me, I don't think anything's really changed yet. So this can go straight back upside if they really want to. Don't convince yourself you're seeing something that you're not. You know, how big was that move? 10 points? I mean, it's nothing. It's nothing. ES again did sweep there. Did sweep a low there on the ES. So you know it swept its low from, what, 11 o'clock this morning. Back towards the top of the new week opening gap. Flow zones above this, still non-directional in my opinion. Still have the New York Open right above that. Everything's still flat. Back towards this New York VWAP. We reclaim that. We probably go back up to here. This is still chop fest. Look at the hourly bars. Like, just make it easy yourself. Do you want to trade these hourly bars? Where are they going to reprice to? They're just going backwards and forwards. Still the mag not moving. I'll give you a readout. Tesla 1.65% up, same pretty much all day after it sold off that open. Nvidia 1.26% down, Meta 0.54% down, Google flat, Amazon 1.30% down, Microsoft 0.62% down, Apple 0.70% down. Nothing has changed. And there you go. There's the reclaim, like I said. Don't try and convince yourself you're seeing something that you're not. All right. There's decent momentum coming there. Decent buying. I don't know if something caused that trigger, but that was a decent order came in there. This micro volume high now. You can see the uptick in the volume. Volume definitely picked up there. Oh yeah, Tim V. Sorry, mate. I wish I had control over it. I wish I had control over it. Fed Hammock now talking. White House tax bill complicates forecast. This is what makes me laugh. Like, they just say the obvious. There's never something factual. Still don't see the mag participating here. Do not see the mag participating here at all. Trump talking in 5, is it? Watching this 30-minute chart here. Many people lost money not being patient. Yeah, well, I think that's just like the general rule in trading. You make money when you're patient, you lose money when you're not. Because if you're not patient, you're clicking buttons when you shouldn't. And if you're not patient, you've got FOMO and you're chasing. Or if you're not patient, you're attacking, the front side of the V. And when you're patient, you wait for your setup. There's no setup here today. There was one setup, basically, which is the opening range break. That was it. I have not seen anything else today that's made me want to trade a thing. I wish that wasn't the case, but it is the case. Still liquidity at 35s and 40s, 200 lot on each of those. Still just shopping around here. M5, M15, H1, non-directional. Non-directional. Still in that giant megaphone pattern on the daily and the H1. Hammock talking about stagflation now. It's something I've been talking about. He's saying it's a likely scenario. I don't want to overcorrect to trade. What that means. Policies to come could offset trade policy effects. Back to New York Open. Absorbing New York Open. No one on the tape to absorb here. This is what I'm talking about. If anyone's watching the book, look at the orders above. Look at the tape right now. We hold off nothing. This is where that big buyer came in. How long ago was that? Like 5 minutes ago? But it's so thin and we absorb off nothing. It just makes me think shorts are constantly trapped. So you now got a 200 lot above 25, then another 200 lot above 35, then another 200 lot above 440, and then room. Are they just waiting for a swipe up to get filled? Relative weakness in the ES here, dangling down. Not too far from low of day. What a terrible session, folks. Sorry about that. Nothing I can do about it. Is what it is. Not something I like trading, this stuff. We like momentum. Aggressive momentum, clear directional trends, trading outside of daily ranges, not chop fest inside of daily ranges. This is the opposite to what I like to trade. Ugh. Fed still talking, saying comments like, tremendous uncertainty weighs on economic activity. I mean, hardly Sherlock Holmes, is he? Maybe I should be a Fed member. We just say a big lot of nothing. Maybe that's the policy now to be in government for the United States. Just say lots of words with no effect. I could do that. I reckon I could do that. If you let me inside trade like Nancy Pelosi, I'll take the job. New hourly bar coming here soon. Yeah, that's what I keep thinking. As soon as I log off, they're going to send it. That's what I said. It's happened the last few days. Into lunch, they just send it. Here's lower time frame algo and VWAP. It's exactly how I feel, bud. You've got relative weakness in the spiders right now. So first lot filled there. He actually got filled there. So 35 and 40 left to fill to the upside. VWAP here, and if they poke through this, they're going to try and get back up to the initial balance high. Big ifs and buts right now, but that's what they will want to do. And if we get through that, then that move to 490 is not totally out of question. Here's the squeeze. Here's the IB high. It's very tempting right now. IB high break here. Watching IB high break to get involved to 450. I want to see absorption come in here. They've filled all those sellers now. They're all gone. So just be aware of that. There's no liquidity left for them to aim for in terms of passive selling on the book. Can we get up towards 450? 450 break to 490 is what I'm running. 450 will get us to 458. And 458 should get us to 490. Just want it to go straight upside, really, if we're going to do it. Don't really want to faff around. ES to VWAP. ES selling VWAP. Again, it's been selling VWAP all day. Again, relative weakness in the ES all day long. ES still stuck in range here. Nice, Tyson. Good work. Still think this has got an upside squeeze here, especially if ES wants to get going. You need break of 450 to get you to that wick at 460. So let's just 450 will get you to 460. 460 should get you up to 490. That's the play. Holding the initial balance for now. ES has got to get going though, and you'd like to see the MAG participate, and they're still not participating. It's the biggest problem. VIX starting to break down, which is good. It's just, is there follow through? Is there follow through? We've had no follow through today. Apple news to open AI models to developers in bid to spur new apps. No follow through. ES still stuck at the VWAP. Zero follow through. Are we into lunch yet? 1 minute left until lunch. 0, 0, 0 follow through. Again. They can dunk this all the way back down if they want. Remember the big thing I just talked about. There was resting liquidity. We just went and took all the resting liquidity. Now there's no one on the book to aim for. We can think about where the stops are, but there's no resting liquidity on the book for them to try and aim for. If their game was just to fill those sellers, they've just done it. And now what? Now where do they go? There's no magnet for them. The hardest thing right now. Okay, yes, rejecting VWAP again into flow zones. It's now or never time, folks. And what do they do in lunch? I mean, I would not be surprised to see this either above 500 or below 355 during lunch. I wouldn't be surprised to come and see that they've just done a move during lunch. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Yes, the markets are balanced, absolutely. D-shaped profile in the New York session, I'm sure. I've not even looked, but it will be a D-shaped profile because we've not moved. Point of control on the day will be absolutely flat. Let's have a look, including overnight. Point of control, wakey, including overnight, 21s. 421s point of control, including the overnight session. Basically, the VWAP, pretty much. All right, folks, job done. Nothing changing here. Not going to hang around and watch this crap anymore. This was 3 hours of my life completely wasted. And let's hope we're outside this range tomorrow. Please. I don't care what side, but let's hope tomorrow we're outside this fucking shit range so that we can get a trade this week, which isn't terrible. All right? Because until then, I'm going to be just moaning at the screens doing the same thing I've done all day today because I do not trade inside bars like this. There's nothing to touch. All right, folks, be safe. Please use hard stops. Don't be forcing your way into the market. Market doesn't care what you think. All right, and we'll go again tomorrow. Peace and love. Take care.